In the state of Texas, if you are, and I hate the term, non-custodial parent, you pay child support.
Yes.
And only your income is taken into account.
Right.
So you have other states like Michigan and Indiana where both parents' income are taken into account, and you may be the non-custodial parent and yet still receive child support. In your situation, your case was particularly egregious.
Yes.
Yes. That's to put it politely. I mean,
yes.
Your ex-husband made probably 15 times as much as you.
Yes.
Not quite 7 figures, but well above the minimum 6 figures.
Right.
And you were making approximately
about $30,000 a
and
year.
you had to pay him child support.
I had to pay him child support, and that was one of the things that we talked about today, is that it's the child support calculations in Texas. That there's no rhyme or reason to it. It doesn't follow a formula that makes sense at all. And at the end of the day, the judges can make whatever ruling they would like to. And so what happened in my case was I was making about $30,000 a year, and I ended up being ordered to pay child support to my ex-husband, who made about 15 times more than I did. And one of the points that I made today is that should be impossible to happen. That
Right.
shouldn't even be a possibility. We need
Right.
to have safeguards against that.
Right.
And I did say today that I'm not anti-child support, and I'm not anti-child support enforcement, but I do believe that all orders need to be enforced. They're
Right.
all important. And I think especially the court-ordered custody schedules need to be enforced.
Yep. So along with that, I look at this issue is that the Office of the Attorney General denigrates your role as a parent. You're not looked upon as a parent, you're looked upon as a paycheck. And that is a complete denigration of who you are as a mother or who a man is as a father. You have to offer so much more. And the only thing the Office of the Attorney General focuses on is pay your money. You're a paycheck, you're a checkbook, you're an ATM machine, and you better pay it or we have the possibility of throwing you in jail. Is that kind of...
Well, I mean, that's, they kind of give two messages and they're conflicting.
Yeah.
So if you go to the Attorney General's website, they have a page that's called the Child Support Evaders page, and they actually have photographs and a list of names of people who are not paying their child support. Mm-hmm. And they actually put a message on that page asking the public to help them,
I saw that.
locate, these people so they can keep their financial commitment. And what I proposed today was that in addition to having a child support evaders page, why not have a custody schedule evaders page and put the list of names and the photographs of the people who are violating that court order?
Right. Because,
as I said today in the meeting,
a
violation of
felony.
a court order is a violation of a court order.
Yeah.
And they're all important. And yes, and
So they're kind of selective in what they're enforcing.
Oh, they're totally selective in what they're enforcing, and they're upfront about that. But on the AG's website, it says the Attorney General knows that children need to love and have a relationship with both parents, but they're not showing that in their actions by only enforcing child support and not enforcing the court-ordered parenting time.
Right.
So,
Right.
and by the way, and I don't know if I said this before, but when you violate your court-ordered parenting schedule, that is against the law. It's actually a felony in the state
Yes.
of Texas. So, it's just wrong that's a criminal act.
So you said your ex-husband, you had 16 violations against him?
Uh-huh.
And he, of course, he got penalized for each violation, is that right? That doesn't sound so good. Did he even get a slap on the wrist?
Not at all. Not at all. No. So when we went to court, the reason we went to court were those 16 violations of the court-ordered custody schedule. And as I shared today, I said from the very beginning, I don't want to go to court. Just follow the court orders. And he disagreed with that. So that led to a 2-year court battle. And ultimately, by the time we were done after 2 years, those violations and the enforcement was never even touched upon.
Yeah.
And that's why we went.
Is that why you also, by the way, had to start to pay him child support? Or was
Yes.
that?
Yes.
So he got rewarded for violating the law.
Yes, he filed a motion asking to stop paying child support
Yeah.
and for me to pay him child support,
Yeah.
and that was granted.
And he is now a public official of sorts? Okay.
He is,
I won't go any further unless you want.
No, we don't need to do that.
Okay, good enough.